Hi there, creative girls and paper lovers. This is Ansu from Ivytree Studio, and I just thought to quickly share with you a little tutorial of one of the elements in our Wendy collection. You can actually get some of these bows as well in the previous collection, the Shiloh collection too. But I wanted to show you a little bit what you can do with the PNG stamp set that is new to our collections. Now, when I design the layouts for you and make it as easy as possible so that you can just open up a PDF and print it, send it to your printer, print out. You also get a JPEG, which if you're used to printing photos, you can just click on the image, any image that you like, and then just print it like you would a photo. You can downsize it as well just by adding selecting your different collages from the gallery, and so if you're used to that, then that's one way of doing it. Another way, or third way, is then the PNG stamp sets, which you can import into any design program if you have a design program. But if you have just a Word, Microsoft Word program that you are used to using, it's not really a design program, but you can bring in the PNG stamp sets into Word, resize it, and print it out, and you can create your own pages. You can also use the PNG stamp set like you would a JPEG and just print directly from the image. Click on the image you want, click print, right click on it and click print, and then also select the sizing of your image that you want. I wanted the bows to be a little bit bigger than the ones that I designed in the collection itself, and so these are just a little bit like a doubling up in size of those bows. All right, and then I wanted a couple of these because I wanted to add one to my new dory. Just want to grab it. There's the dory, so I added it to the dory. Used some DC Fix clear vinyl on top of it to protect it, and just added it to the cover loop of my travel notebook cover. All right, that's another thing that you can do with it. Then you can definitely make paper clips from these. If you're not too bothered about your bows getting damaged in transit, then go for gold. Make paper clips from it. What I also like to do is I like to decorate these little bull clips. You get them in different sizes, and I like to decorate those as well. So we're going to put one of the bows on top of a bull clip tonight. All right, another option is to print your bows on vellum. So what I did with this little guy is I printed it on vellum, or I printed some of the pattern paper of the Wendy collection on vellum. And I shrunk it down when I did that. So I just opened up a PDF and I selected 4 pages, and I downsized it to put 4 pages on one A4 sheet. So then you get about a 4x6 card size of pattern paper, and obviously your sizing of your design would also be smaller, much smaller then, which is ideal to make your bows from that. And then what I did was, one of my designs that I printed, I had 4 of these pink bows. Obviously I used one for my dory, and I have 3 left. So one is just an example of what it would look like before you cut, and you'll see there's a little space there, white space. I should actually update my design so that pink goes all the way, but it's not going to be a problem. There's different ways that you can go about just using either this strip or cutting your own from different types of media, like something that you can do it from vellum. You can do it from something that you foiled to give it a little bit of a gold effect there. Tons of things that you can do with that, but it's basically just a little strip of paper that ties the bow together. Right, so what I did was I cut one as a template. So now you can just use this as a template, and you can trace it with a pencil on top of any material, any media, any type of paper, and you can even cut it from fabric as well, which I intend to do later on. I'm not going to show that in this video. Right. So there's just a couple of ideas of the variety of things that you can do with print and play. Then what I did was I decorated it as well, and the vellum, I used my Nouveau Gold crystal drops, and I just added it to the vellum using my finger in different areas and just smeared it a little bit to give it a little bit of a gold shine. So you can see there's a gold shine there. You can see it on camera. There's a gold shine to that vellum piece, and it makes for a really pretty little bow. And I had a little bit of this, it's like angel hair, in my stash, and it was the popping green in the background, and I used that and I added with a little bit of Tombow glue just a layered element there with this gold sequins and a green little flower element, and that's it. And we have a pretty little unique decorative little bow that you can add to any project. Okay, I did the same with the other two to just decorate it with sequins, and you can add diamonds and lots of different things that you can do with that. So just a couple of ideas. Now I'm going to show you how I make the bow. It's really, really easy. So I'm going to put this aside. I'm not going to use the vellum now. We're just going to assemble this little one. Just a couple of stray pieces of angel hair lying around. You're going to need a little bit of a thin double-sided tape. This is about a 5mm in width. So you need your double-sided tape, a Tombow glue or any type of adhesive. I like the fact that this is tacky because now it will stick quicker and it will stay in place longer. So that's why the tacky glue. You can also use hot glue, so it doesn't really matter if you've got a wet glue. You can also, I found that if you just have the double-sided tape, you can do all the tasks just with the double-sided tape, so it doesn't have to be wet glue, and you don't need a lot, so it's just a little dot. The Nouveau drops is optional, so you don't need necessarily to use Nouveau drops. You can also use any type of art product that you want just to distress the paper or add a little shimmer to it. You can spray, obviously you can spray your bows with any type of art spray. That can also give you a nice effect. It doesn't really matter. You can just keep it plain. I am a big advocate for just keeping things simple and just print and play and use the paper as is. This bow, just want to mention, the pattern paper that I used in this bow is from the new devotional kit. There's a single new design that is not available in the Wendy collection pattern paper kit, the Paper Love kit. So just if you wondered about where I got this pattern paper from, it's from the Gracelilly devotional kit called Seeker. That's part of the Wendy collection. Okay, so obviously you need a couple of tools, and basically I have these sharp little Fiskars scissors that I use. I really love these. And then just a tweezer to hold things in place. I like the fact that this one, if I open it, I press down, it opens. If I leave it, it goes, it's closed, and it stays closed. And so if you grab hold of something like that, you don't have to do anything. It stays closed and holds on to whatever, and that's why it's that feature that we want when we're making our bows. Next up, I'm going to use a button that I found that's got fabric on, and I like the fact that it's got a little bit of a pink, just a little bit darker tone as the dots, just to match the dots in my bow. Right, what I normally start doing is I bend my paper a little bit just with my fingers, just shaping it so that it gives you that round effect. So you don't need fancy tools to do that. You can see it's already shaping up, and not a lot, just to bend it in the middle so that it's not a flat, you're not going to push it flat, so you need something like that. All right, okay. What I normally do is I add a little bit of wet glue there, and then I use the tweezer to keep it in place. If you don't want to use the tweezer, I found the double-sided tape to be just as effective, and it stays in place, so I'll use that on camera. So just, if you don't have the tape, use the tweezer and the wet glue and you'll get to the same place. So just the easy way. This double-sided tape is actually for sewing, and I find that if I use it in sewing or on my paper crafts, this is a must-have to always stock up on. Right, and then you can just stick it down. So don't bend it flat. Remember, you want a curve there. Go to the middle, place it down, just press and it will stay in place. So remember, with the wet glue, you'll need the tweezer to hold that in place. So what I normally do is just this, and I do that, and then I leave it for a bit so it dries. But because we use the tape, we don't need that. It's ready. And then I have the bottom part. So because I'm going to add it to the bull clip, I don't need to bend it over anything, but for the sake of the paper clips, I just want to mention that I trimmed the little paper piece down a bit, just so that it can go through this part here of the paper clip. So you'll probably have to shape it just a little bit. So all I do is I just cut in there. I'm not going to do it now because we don't need to adhere it to the bull clip, but with the paper clip, that's what I do to adhere it, add it to the paper clip. All right, and that's it. So easy peasy. And all you need to do is place that down. So you can add a little bit of double-sided tape here, but don't add it all the way. The rest you're going to add to the back. And don't worry, I tend to sometimes not place it perfectly down. It's okay, because double-sided tape you can shape and bend like that. Make sure the edge is clear of tape. Okay. And so it's easy. You're just going to add your bow and just make sure that the part that's glued is at the bottom and you want to place it down there. Okay, and now you're going to go from the back. Can you see that that white bit is not going to be a problem? It's in the back, but you do want the same color in the front, and you just barely bend it over and just hold it in place, and it's done. And there's your little bow. All right, and because you're going to glue it here to your bull clip, you're not going to see that bit at all. And if you want this back side to reflect the pattern on the front, just print an extra one and just glue it on the back, and you will have a pattern paper on the back as well. So just if you wanted to kind of have a finished look on the back as well. Alright, so I'm going to go for the bigger bull clip. You can add it to the smaller one, but I think it would be overkill. So you probably shrink down your design and go for a smaller one if you want to go for that smaller bull clip. You can even go larger. I have my larger bull clip here as well. I just added a little bow to it. I love decorating these things. Okay, and all we need to do is to just add that here. I would suggest the best course of action would be hot glue, because it will stay there in place for a little bit longer and it's quick to place it there. But you can also just use a little bit of double-sided tape if you're not too bothered of having it there in place permanently. You can always just adhere it again. Because it's paper, I think it's just easy to add, and there we go, and it sits in place. So you've got a nice fancy little bull clip. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of Tombow glue to my button. There is a piece of double-sided tape there, but I took it from another project. So I'm just adding some glue. You can let it sit for a bit, but I'm impatient. And just add it there. The glue will dry clear. So if you've got a little bit of glue, okay, and we're done. And everything is bumped over. Right, so there we go, a beautiful little bull clip with a bow on it. I really like that look. And we've got some pretty little bows to add, paper clips to add to our projects. So easy peasy, print and play with Ivytree Studio. Pop over to the store and grab your PNG stamp set and let's get designing.